gets off on this? So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar.
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered. And why oil?
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m., and if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta!
Stop calling...
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7...
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7...
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at...
That's what I want to...
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
Killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest. That's gotta be it!
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside was set for 7:30.
Nekomaru died because
His time of death and the time... One of those must be an...
Killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
No, that's wrong!
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock.
So you're saying there's no way the killer...
maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw.
The clock inside Grape House?
No. I checked all... Oh, that's what I asked you to do. And because of that, I can...
If there's no possibility that the...
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a myth...
I never misunderstand!
This is mine! We will never give up! coming together! You said you checked all the clocks inside the building, isn't that right?
Yeah, none of the clocks.
But what if all those clocks have...
What?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building...
I see. So the killer... So that's what it... This is...
Now's not the time to be pleased.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death. It's clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down? If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
Or his scream.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death. It's clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that? If only I heard the sound when he fell.
I agree with that.
That's right. We should have heard this...
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went...
Well, a huge body fell from the... It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise.
It was when we were gathered at... What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were...
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference...
I heard that sound...
Huh?
I instantly woke up and left my room.
Excellent work, Akane!
I see!
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30. That means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no...
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception?
The reason is obvious. So, if you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely... From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it... I see!
That's it. The killer made use...
How did
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that. But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that...
We wouldn't be able to attend on time. That wouldn't affect Neko. This radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him.
When I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, and if that time was also 2 hours, at that time, he was heading over to I
see. Now that I think...
Too early!
When you said everyone, we thought we came to the tower on time.
Ah, jeez! That's... well, what was it?
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's... Wrong! Liar!
That's not it!
That's definitely the correct answer.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen.
Huh? What the hell?
You witnessed Nekomaru going towards...
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru. The clock in the strawberry house. Plus, it was just before that rumbling. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there any...
The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. We were both on the same floor.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell? Who is it?
You're the only one! The one who wasn't there.
That's right! Not... It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyu.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like you weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something!
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to...
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard...
However, it is obvious that I did not hear the... But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. To be honest, it's not just... I was in a pretty deep sleep. It wasn't that.
I couldn't hear it. What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. If I recall...
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise...
That's right. It would actually notice that. Now then, you guys must...
Hold on a sec.
Oh, why? Well, decisive. You're the only one!
Gundam? When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House lounge,
What's wrong? If the bell of catastrophe rings...
why were you able to...
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in... Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the... So why were you able to... There's only one possibility. That's why, even though you were...
Gundam...
Gundam probably couldn't After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower... Until the moment that alarms... If you were in the lounge for that long...
Even though Nekomaru's murder was a death, the killer still needed to prepare the...
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode.
In order to do that, the killer... Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed
And once they tried to go back,
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their... And they were supposed to stay in their room.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm, just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone after all. If they personally saw the... Unfortunately, they... So the killer couldn't go back to their room.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two... That would have been the worst possible outcome.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms, how ironic.
Gundam?
Answer me this, including my... The answer is 10. That means I have 5 times the...
Is that... You bastard.
Do not panic. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. That's right. That's all it...
Are you saying it was just a coincidence?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It's...
I see. Well, you don't have to admit it. So, why don't we just go... hold on. You know, Hajime, this class trial.
Hey!
Perhaps I should... Just a boring farce. Seriously.
Nagito. At some point during the investigation, what actually happened?
Well, let's just leave it.
Please hold on!
But he's completely shut up.
Gundam!
I was simply at a... In fact, I shall deny the very...
Since the beginning...
Based on your... I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower. From there, after returning... Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is. I see. As I recall, the killer tampered with... Plus, the stopped elevator should... If so, the human who used... For these reasons, it's an...
And what's wrong with that?
if the elevator was broken at Grape House, he wouldn't...
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the... Which means...
Are you serious?
That elevator was... the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses!
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already? That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses!
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
if the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we... Stop this already. That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses!
Plus, the elevator broken at Grape House.
if the killer cannot return,
Since I was at there's no question that the...
It would have been different if they had...
Or if there was a
How much longer? Why don't we stop this already? That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses!
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
if the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already? That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption... collapses.
Plus, the elevator was... broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry...
Since I was at shop, there's no question that the following crime is...
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already? That elevator was... the only means of travel, as long as that your assumption...
Plus, the elevator broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return...
Since I was at Strawberry, there's no question that the follow...
It would have been different if they hadn't...
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already? That elevator, the only means of travel, as long as that your...
We will never give up!
That elevator, the only means of travel, as long as that your assumption...
Plus, the elevator broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot...
Since I was at there's no question that the...
It would have been different
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture? Why don't we stop this already? That elevator was... the only means of travel between the two houses.
No, that's wrong! No, there should have been another...
Such a method...
Then why don't we ask the person who actually... You're the only one! Nagito? Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you... There's a secret passage connecting... Isn't that...
Jeez. But you're right. There's a door. After I open it... Surprise, surprise!
Meaning, the third floor.
Plus, once you've cleared the final deadline...
If they use that secret passage...
Infinity Unlimited Flame! However, what if the killer was unaware?
There's no way they didn't...
That is merely an illusion you have... If you value...
There's no way I can stop them.
Don't make me angry! Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down! I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to at least pray to the key which dwells in the light! Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light! Know the limits of your own... reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't at least pray to the key which dwells in the light! Know the limits of your own... You say the killer... Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of...
Allow me to cut through those words! The wire used to string up the hammer that looked like the weapon. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse.
The only place I can think of. There were various weapons.
Since those items were used in the crime...
If that's the case...
Seems. Normally we'd end up listening to... But there's no reason to waste any more time.
Hey!
First of all, by messing with the elevator was probably broke thanks to that. Nekomaru, so he tried going over to Strawberry Town, just like we did when we found out the... Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. Also, the button in Strawberry... But surprise! Gundam was waiting...
Hold on.
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainty. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And, without such a risky plan...
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru...
Hold on! Don't Don't mess with me!
Why are you angry?
You fools! Ha! You make me...
I don't understand any.
It appears I can't... Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. I cannot...
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going...
Are you saying you still have more?
Your words. However, that button was on the back of Neko...
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one.
Just as I thought. Truly, Fred.
That's wrong. You're the one.
Such a... Listen well. I shall teach first. You must provide a reason. I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! It's Nekomaru's back! Do you really think I can get behind him so easily?
This is the end! Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, as long as you had the power...
Oh? Are you seriously saying...
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal person. In fact, we saw that with...
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved a piece of wallpaper. Hey, with your friends to secretly get one of...
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself.
Admit it?
It appears. Fine! Then you must... Victory can only... Now, pull the curtain strings of this...
everything that happened in this case. Let's first go over the mini trick. First, this separated Nagito and the others and next, they lured Nekomaru out by him. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the straw and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the file. This means the killer discovered that secret being straw. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lamp, according to Fuyuhiko's test, by that point, the killer had, in actuality, that's also the same time on. However, because so he decided to try. But the killer was waiting. With the power of hamsters, this forced him to enter. From there, the killer began First, they set the alarm. Then they tied him up with a metal wire. After leaving Strawberry Tower, they did this to keep us from and to keep us from discovering the secret of. Then, they used the secret after arriving at Grape Hall. When that happened, the elevator and Nekomaru's body was still in. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if they're set up. And placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around. This was done to make us falsely believe it. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried so they could craft their alibi. But something unexpected happened. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no the lounge's wall clock alarm. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to, but because there was a heavier load than expected, the door. Nekomaru fell from the fourth. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the meaning. The killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko. That someone is Gundam Tanaka.
Stop. Stop it. Stop using.
I cannot believe it. I cannot believe something.
You don't wish to forgive me? Then finish it! Cast your my beloved, deadly
Now then, please pull the lever. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Please pull the lever. Crap! I bit my... Yahoo! Nice!
Now then.
fall might. Listen well! How pitiful. Fine.
Damn
This, too, must be the
you!
Let's make history.
That is...
Let me tell you this.
Huh?
I can see it!
Could it be?
Sensing even my subtle.
The scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. This is great! And what is your reason?
I am the Warlock. Gundam! I'm not going to any trip.
In response to your spirit, I won't go easy on you. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics.
Nekomaru need I.
That is...
Let me You weakling! Fall, my tear. If you flinch, you will... Let me ask. Fine. Listen well! I shall engulf this world. I renounce you!
You.
But
Damn it!
Fine. Fall, my tear.
Oh... You...
Let's make history.
Well...
My name is Gundam. Fade like dust in the wind.
Yasin!
Please wait! I beg of you!
huh?
I beg of you!
Fine. What is it? Are you worried about me? However, there is I was simply... That is what... Cry! Let... That is open...
Let's get... Damn it. Damn it! The worst.
Oh. You are right. You are right.
Hey!
Wait!
Now then.
Hey!
It's not like that.
Hey. Right?
Well... Damn it. It's obvious.
Monokuma!
Now then.
What's this? What's the
Well...
Hello.
Hey.
Say,
You don't even know? Isn't that right?
of course!
But...
Who knows?
Hey. Well... Right?
You're getting all riled up! No! Shing! Huh?
Hey.
Yep.
Right?
No! Unbelievable.
Well... You're right. Huh?
Like...
Well...
Say what?
You don't know? Hey. See? Hey.
That...